I have here a small game that I have made in Godot 4. I actually made this starting with about RC5, and it has rolled over into about stable release 2, and this is what I have so far. So it's kind of a desert landscape. Biggest obvious thing, it's not finished. You can just walk out of bounds and say goodbye to the entire world, but we're not going to do that today. We see small bits of the environment. The environment is able to be interacted with, as evidenced by the small exclamation point over the player's head. We can interact using space. We find a talking cactus. It's the world famous talking cactus. And I will be the talking cactus's friend, but I'm going to leave it. And it appears we have another NPC just like it. Oh, I accidentally zoomed out. There's actually some zoom keys as well for effect. So, other Cactus talks about how the other one's clingy because someone deserted him. Funny joke, big pun. So this has been basically how do I use Godot to make a 2D top-down game. Most of my logic here at this point is within the player script. It's all about stuff with movement. There is some stuff with the input handling is a little bit funky because of the dialogue extension that is being used. But it still works all right, and it even allows for that interaction indicator to show up. This was kind of a funky function I had to piece together from a few places. But basically it's okay, we need to sort by distance for interaction in case there's things that overlap. So that controls the player's movement and interaction for the most part. This is basically just contains this signal for interaction. You tie it to an NPC, and then we see a signal here that, that's what the signal gets tied to. It's really nice because I can say the feature I like is this export feature, because I can go to the editor and I can click on my friendly cactus NPC. I can see, like, I want my dialogue to start here, but for the other guy it's actually going to start here, and it'll have a reset value set to that. Really convenient, works really well. And then I've a lot with the 2D editor. That's how the tile maps were made. That's how the placements were done. So a lot of this, like, code per se isn't necessarily in the script. It was a lot of learning how the editor itself works, which puts me at less lines of code than I thought it would. Our zoom function's found in the camera, and there is a level switching functionality implemented, but I don't have any other levels right now, so it doesn't do anything. But it was a good exercise to figure out how does that work. And if we go to each scene, there's like collisions, there's animations. It's a whole deal. This was pieced with various things I was able to find in documentation and elsewhere, as well as things I was able to kind of intuitively put together. You can see some things can be hidden in the editor as well, and yeah, so interaction indicator, boom, right there. And I hide the player's default collision. So, real neat. I learned a lot about Godot 4. This probably has been my best experience with Godot, because I have tried to use it in the past. This is the most straightforward it's ever been with that built-in tile map editor. It made it really nice to make a level and not worry about it, and then I can focus more on, okay, how do I get the code and NPCs to work, which is what I wanted to focus a little more on. There's still some functionality I want to eventually implement into this idea now that I kind of have a better idea of what's going on and how to get things going with this scaffolding. But yeah, that's my game, that's my code.